Hey y'all, this is Kylie from Wild Lemon Fitness. Thanks so much for joining us in our online studio. Let's work out.
Welcome to Wild Lemon's online studio. My name is Aniese and this is Pilates Flow. In today's class, we'll go through different Pilates movements and incorporate some yoga in between each movement. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position, letting our sits bones root into the mat, allowing the spine to grow nice and long towards the ceiling. Draw those shoulders down your back. You can let the eyes close or settle gently on the floor in front of you. Let's take a minute to just tune into the breath here. Noticing how you've shown up to the mat today. Maybe it's fast paced. Maybe it's already begun to slow down. And then bringing some intention to our breathing. Focusing on inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Fully expanding the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And then with an exhale, drawing that belly button to the spine, starting to find that core engagement. Throughout our class, we'll use a lot of core engagement. So finding a place where that belly button starts to draw towards the spine, the pelvic bones flip up. Those ribs draw towards the hips. And those shoulders are actively reaching down the back, so you can start to feel those back muscles engage. Keeping them away from the ears, and then a slight tuck of the chin to the chest. And then remembering that posture, I'll give you tons of reminders as we start to flow. But then on your next exhale, let's drop our chin to our chest, creating space behind the back. The shoulders move away from the ears. And then on an exhale, drop that right ear over the right shoulder, creating space in the left side of the neck. You can choose to keep the eyes closed or gently open them here, your choice. And then exhale as you drop that chin to the chest. Inhale, left ear over left shoulder, space in the right side of the neck. Exhale, chin to chest. And then inhale as you let that gaze lift, tipping the neck all the way back, or the head all the way back, I should say. Gaze looks up over the ceiling. And then exhale as you drop that chin to chest. One more big inhale as we let the gaze rise. Exhale as we come to meet in that neutral neck position. We're going to reach our hands out to our side. Big inhale, up and overhead. Reaching the fingertips towards the sky, draw those shoulders actively down the back, hold here. And then exhale as we bring those hands down by our side. One more big inhale. Gaze follows. And exhale, remember that exhale is coming through your mouth. Inhale, arms rise this time. Exhale as you fold forward, walking the hands in front of you. Still rooting those sits bones down. Find that core engagement here. Full breath. Exhale as you let that spine grow a little bit longer, sink deeper to the floor, and then inhale as we roll up onto the knees. Coming into a tabletop position, those knees stacked directly underneath the hips, wrists directly underneath the shoulders, fingertips spread nice and wide. Remember, shoulders down the back. Inhale as that gaze lifts, belly drops, really stretching out that core. And then exhale as you round the spine, dropping the head in between the shoulders. Tailbone reaches towards the floor. Inhale, rise. Exhale as you come down. Or arching the spine, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arch. This time, as we inhale, we're just going to come to a neutral spine. So really turning that core on. And then exhale as you activate the core to send the spine towards the ceiling. Inhale to that neutral spine. Exhale as you round. One more just like that. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, come to that neutral spine. That core is still turned on. Those ribs are still reaching towards the hips. We're gonna send the right leg back. Coming up onto the toes of the right, start to send a little stretch into the calf by rocking back and forth, reaching that heel towards the back of your room or the back of your mat. That gaze looks in between the hands. Remember, we never want any tension on the neck. On that next inhale, come to stillness. Find the core engagement, lift the right leg off the mat. Flexing those toes here. Let's warm up the core a little bit more by inhaling, drawing the knee into the chest. You can point the toe here if that feels more natural for you. And then exhale as we send it back out. Inhale as you draw in. Exhale through the mouth out. Inhale in, make sure both those hips are pointing towards the mat. We don't want that right hip opening up. You want to equally distribute the weight in the hands. Last one here. On an exhale, flex that right foot, send the right foot out to the side. Exhale as you drop the right foot down. We're going to sit the hips back all the way. Coming into a little modified child's pose stretch. May feel really nice on the hamstring or the back of the knee. And then inhale as we float forward. Exhale, we're gonna lift all the way up to a kneeling position. Check in with that knee to make sure it directly aligns with your right arch. You're gonna bring that right hand to the right leg, reach it all the way up and overhead. Big inhale through center, and I'm gonna turn so that you can better see me. But we're gonna drop that left hand all the way down. Bring the right hand to the head. You're gonna lift that right leg. Point the toe, inhale as you draw it in, elbow to knee, exhale out. Inhale in, exhale out. Use those abdominals here. You can always bring that left hand a little bit closer by drawing a block or a book underneath that hand. Give me one more. And then exhale as you release that leg down. Planting that right foot, inhale, cartwheel the hands up and overhead. Come to a nice little side body stretch here. Inhale through center. Exhale as we bring the hands down. You're gonna plant those hands coming back into your tabletop position. Knees are directly underneath the hips. We're going into the left side here. Reach that left leg back. Heel toe rock. So sending that heel back and then coming all the way up onto the toe, stretching the calf. Full deep breath. And then when you're ready, we're gonna come to stillness. Lift that left leg off the mat. You can either choose to keep the toe pointed or flexed. Inhale as you draw the left knee into the chest. Exhale as you send it back out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Really keeping that core nice and turned on. Check in with those shoulders. Are they still drawing away from the ears? One more. In. Reach that leg long. Exhale as you flex the left foot. You're going to send it out to the left side. Exhale as we sit that right hip all the way back. Sending the stretch into the back of that left leg. Pause for a breath here. Remembering to exhale through the mouth. And then inhale, we're gonna come back through center. We're lifting all the way up just as we did on the right side. I'm gonna turn so you can better see me. You're gonna bring that left hand to the left leg, right hand overhead, shoulder draws down the back. You can turn the gaze, look out over that right arm if it feels comfortable on the neck. Inhale through center. We're gonna drop that right arm down. Remember, it directly aligns underneath that right shoulder, sorry. Lift that left leg, point the left toe. Hand comes behind the head. Inhale as you come in, exhale out. Inhale in, exhale out. Working those left obliques. You got this, move with control here. Give me 3 more. Last one. Send it all the way out. You got that stretch. Come in, drop that left leg. Inhale, cartwheel the hands up. Come into the stretch on the left side. Do you notice if you have a little bit more flexibility here? Sometimes when we go into a stretch a second time, the flexibility really finds us. And then inhale as we come through center. You're gonna plant those hands, draw that left knee in, send it all the way back into a child's pose. Maybe give a little sway side to side here. You can also drop the elbows, pick up the hands, roll out the wrists, reverse directions if you chose to do that. It's also a great place to grab some water. On an inhale, let's come up through tabletop. We're gonna tuck those toes under, send the hips all the way up towards the sky, find your downward dog. Make any little adjustments here you may need. You can pedal out the knees, sending the stretch into the back of the legs. Wherever we are, let's roll those shoulders around the ribs, creating the most arm stability here. Spreading those fingertips wide, equally distributing the weights from the fingertips to the wrists. Give me a full breath here. And then on an exhale, let's find that core engagement again, floating forward, engaging those abdominals, shoulders move away from the ears, that chin slightly tucks, engage the core as you send it all the way back up to downward dog. As we flow from plank to downward dog, you always have the option to drop down on the knees, coming into a knee down plank. Just make sure those hips, shoulders, head all align. We don't want the hips to sag or sit too much up. Same with if you're on your toes. Exhale as we find that downward dog. Moving with control. Last one here. Inhale as you float forward. Exhale as you come back. Full breath here. And then on an inhale, let's send it forward. Find that plank. Exhale, we're gonna shift the weight into the right side, pulse up with that right heel. Just a couple pulses here, and then drop the right heel down, switch to the left. Option to be down on that knee, just making sure those hips are in line with the shoulders and the head. Send it back down. Just turning those glutes on all the way up, downward dog. On an inhale, let's float forward. We're gonna pick that right leg up, point the toes, inhale as you draw that knee into the chest, and then step that right foot all the way forward. Exhale down on that left knee, drop the left toes, inhale. Sweep the arms up and overhead, shoulders draw down the back. We're gonna clasp those hands, send them behind our head. Nice little heart opener stretch here. Elbows go out to the side. Inhale as you reach the hands up. Exhale as you frame that right foot, curl the left toes under. Let's step that left foot forward to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale as we come all the way up. And then exhale as you sweep those hands down by your side, come all the way back down. Plant the hands, right foot steps back, followed by that left, find your plank. Exhale as you move into downward dog. Take a full breath here. Inhale as you come back to your plank, option for that knee down if you like. We're gonna lift that left foot, hold here. Point the left toes. Inhale with control, draw that left knee into the chest. Exhale as you step the left foot in between the hands. Exhale, we come down on that right knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, arms rise. Clasp the hands, exhale as we bring them to the back of the head. Open up the chest, the shoulders. Full breath. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale as you plant the hands to frame that left foot, right toes curl under. Step that right foot forward to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale as we rise all the way up, core is nice and engaged. And then exhale as you float forward and down. Plant the hands, left foot steps back, followed by the right. Find your downward dog. We're gonna bring the toes to touch, send the knees out to the side, untuck the toes, bring it all the way down for a child's pose. Full deep breath. It's also a great place to grab some water. Inhale as you come forward, find that tabletop, bring the knees directly underneath the hips. Exhale as you send it back up to sky. Full breath. Inhale as you float forward, find that plank. We're gonna draw that right foot up, Point the toes, hold here, use that core strength. Inhale as you draw the knee in. Exhale as you step it forward. We're gonna keep that left knee lifted this time, but there's always option to drop the knee down. That left heel stays lifted as well. Inhale as you move up and overhead. Full deep breath. You're gonna step that left foot in just a little bit. Inhale as you come to warrior three. Flex those left toes, reaching those hands forward or the hips or behind you. Wherever you choose, we're gonna draw that left knee forward. I'd say the easiest option is to have the hands on the hips. Inhale as you tilt forward. Draw that knee up, and then exhale as you send it back. We're gonna do that 2 more times, finding the arm position that best works for you. Inhale as you come forward. Find a point to focus on, draw that knee up. Core is nice and tight. Exhale as you send it back. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Move with control. And then exhale, slow and controlled. Set that left leg back down. Sweep those arms to sky. Exhale as you plant the hands, step the right foot back. Send the hips all the way up, downward dog. Pause for a breath. Check in with yourself, see how you're doing. And then on an inhale, let's float forward back to plank. Knee down option is available. We're gonna lift that left foot, point those left toes. Hold here with control, draw that left knee into the chest. Exhale as you set it in between the hands. Inhale, arms rise. Knee down option is available. Reach that right heel towards the back of your mat. Full breath here. You know what's coming. We did it on the other side. You can step that right foot in just a little bit. We're gonna float forward into our warrior three. Full breath here. Both hips point down. Find that point of focus before we add any movement. Slight bend in that left leg. Inhale as you draw the right knee forward. Woo, my balance is there. Reminder to engage your core. Exhale as you send that leg back. Inhale forward. 1 more, just like that. You're gonna send it back, draw it in 1 more time. You can always move that hand placement. Inhale up. Exhale as we send it back. This is the real balance challenge here. You're gonna step that right foot all the way back with control, and I lost the balance challenge. Inhale as you bring the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale as you frame that left foot. We're gonna step the left foot back to meet the right. Use your core to send it back to downward dog. Full deep breath here. On an inhale, let's float forward to plank. Exhale as we step the right foot on the outside of that right hand. Then we're gonna step the left foot on the outside of the left hand. Sit it all the way down, coming into your malasana. Pressing the triceps into your thighs. That back is nice and straight. If Malasana isn't available for you, it's not to everyone, you choose a little bit more thigh work by sitting a little bit taller, or you can set books underneath your seat. Full deep breath. And then on an exhale, let's walk our hands behind us. Coming into a seat. On the heels, let's sit on the sits bones. You can move any fleshy parts out from under you, so that way you have a nice solid base and foundation. We're gonna roll those shoulders down the back. Flex the toes, sit back just a little bit, find where that core starts to turn on. Remember, those ribs are drawing towards the hips, that belly button drawing towards the spine, shoulders away from the ears. We're gonna lift that right foot and set it back down. Lift the left, set it back down. You can choose to move your hands away from those thighs. Continue alternating the feet, or you can lift both, lower both, lift both, lower both, working those lower abdominals. There you go. Now, if you'd like to challenge yourself, lift both, hold. Hold here. Coming into your boat, option to bring those hands behind the thighs if you'd like. And then on an exhale, wherever we are, even if the heels are both down, let's slowly start to lower ourselves down all the way to the mat with control. Then eventually landing, let's bring those arms up and overhead. Nice long full body stretch. Maybe you point the toes. And then with an exhale, let's bring those hands down by our side. Deep bend to the knees. Bring the bottom of the feet to the mat. Tuck that chin into the chest, pressing into the heels. Reach to feel that the middle finger touches the heel to give yourself the right spacing. And the heels are about hip width distance apart. We're gonna press the hands into the mat. Start to plant the entire spine to make an imprint on your mat. Rolling the tailbone up off the mat. Inhale as you start to rise. Pushing up through the heels, squeezing the glutes, making sure our legs don't fall out to the side, but really using those inner thighs to help keep them hips width distance apart. Hold here. And then on an inhale, let's draw that right leg to chest, point the toe. Inhale as you reach it all the way towards the ceiling. Hold here. On an exhale, let's drop that right leg. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as it drops. Inhale, lift, challenge yourself, really press up through that left heel, keeping the hips nice and even. Give me one more from here. I know that left leg is burning, but you got this. You have a stretch coming. Reach that right leg to sky. Deep bend in that right knee. You're gonna cross the right ankle over that left thigh. Exhale as you set the hips all the way down. You can choose to hold here, maybe even press the right hand into that right thigh, or you can thread the hands underneath that left thigh. Maybe flex those right toes to take any pressure off that right knee. Doesn't the stretch feel so nice? And then exhale as we set the left leg back down. We're gonna uncross the right leg, send it side to side, little windshield wiper, loosen up those hips. Take a couple deep breaths. And then let's reset for bridge on our other side. You're gonna reach those hands down, fingertips brush the heel, press the hands into the mat. Inhale as we slowly peel the spine off the mat, squeezing the glutes, holding here. Pressing those shoulders into the mat. Remember that chin's tucked to the chest. Inhale, left leg draws to the draws to the chest. And then we're gonna straighten the leg. Pressing up through that right heel. Always do a little check. Maybe you wiggle those right toes to make sure all the weight is in the heel. And then exhale as you drop that left leg down. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Inhale up, using control. Even though we're working the glutes, that core is still engaged. Give me two more. Last one, you got this. You're stronger than you think. Inhale back up, deep bend to that left knee, flex that left toe. We're gonna cross it over that right thigh. Exhale as you set it all the way down. Again, left hand can press into the left thigh to open up the hip. If you'd like more of a stretch, thread those fingertips underneath that right thigh and come into what is this stretch called? It's called a 4 something, but it's okay. It's still a stretch nonetheless. Exhale as we set that leg back down. We're gonna uncross the left leg, windshield wiper it from side to side. Exhale, let's walk those legs nice and long here. We've got a little bit more core work. It wouldn't be a Pilates flow if there wasn't a ton of core. Tuck that chin into the chest. You can slowly start to roll the shoulders off the mat, reaching the hands towards the feet. If this is enough core work here, feel free to stay here, or inhale, you can lift the right leg. Exhale as you set it down. Inhale, lift left. Exhale as you lower. Lift and lower. Always option to keep the head laying long on the mat. Totally your choice. It's your workout. So choose what feels good in your body. Continuing to alternate, or if you'd like, lift both feet and lower. Lift and lower. That low back Low spine is pressing into the mat the whole time, so we're not lifting the legs higher than what we can, or what lifts the back off the mat. Give me 3. Last one. And release. Send those arms up and overhead. Full body stretch. On an inhale, walk those hands over to the right, legs over to the right, little banana stretch. And then inhale through center. Let's go left. What we do to one side, we can't forget the other. And then exhale as we bring those hands down by our side. We're going to draw that right leg into the chest. Nice little stretch here. For some reason, I always feel this stretch on my hamstrings and the bottom of my glute, but you may feel it somewhere else. Exhale as we send the right leg over the left side. That right arm can come out. Maybe we turn the gaze, look out over those right fingertips, allowing the stretch to come to the spine. You can always adjust the knee up or down to differ the stretch. Inhale through center. Exhale as we send that right knee out to the right side, open up the hip. Full breath here. Inhale through center, tight squeeze, give that right leg some love, and then exhale as you send it long. Inhale, draw the left leg in. Exhale as we send the left knee across the right side. You can bring that left hand up to shoulder height. Turn the gaze, look out over those left fingertips. The shoulders always stay on the mat. Also, option to adjust that knee, either lower or higher. You'll notice it changes the effects of the stretch on the spine. And then inhale through center. Squeeze the left knee in, and then exhale as you send it out to the right, open up the hip. Inhale as you come all the way in, give that left knee some love, and then send it long to meet the right. Bring the hands out by the side, allowing the chin to tuck to the chest, the eyes to close, the feet to fall out in opposite directions. Turning back into the breath here. We started focusing on the breath. Let's end focusing on the breath. Noticing the rise and fall of the stomach or the chest. Maybe it's a little fast paced from our workout. And then allowing yourself also to focus on the body. Allowing it to rest, sink a little bit deeper into the mat. And without movement truly in the body, and only very little movement with the breath, bringing the attention back to the mind. Hopefully the movement really helped tune us into the present moment, allowing thoughts to fade from the mind. And then on an inhale, bring a little bit more height to the chest in this belly. And then with an exhale, draw it into the spine. Just bringing that intentional breathing back. And then bringing a little movement to the fingertips and the toes, maybe really wiggling the head from side to side. And then exhaling as we draw the right hand overhead. We're going to bring the knees into that 90-degree angle and the bottom of the feet on the mat. Exhale as you roll over onto that right side so that the head can rest on the right arm, bringing that left hand in front of you to ground yourself. Pause for a breath here. And then on an inhale, slowly making your way all the way up to a seated position. Rooting that tailbone into the ground, find length in that spine. That nice sitting posture, those shoulders draw down the back. You can choose to keep the eyes closed or softly open them. Bringing the hands to the heart, thanking yourself for practicing today and joining me for this Pilates Flow. My name is Aniese, and be sure to check out our other content on Wild Lemon online.